Today we will start a video series about design and simulation propeller using FreeCAD software and OpenFOAM software. So the first video tutorial will be about of creation 3D model of a propeller. So we will use the FreeCAD. Let's start and activate the part workbench. It will be the first step. Okay, so we will be using the part workbench. We will be using the sketcher workbench and the draft workbench for creation the array. So let's start with sketcher and let's create the sketch in XY plane. I will show you some tricks how you can do very simply create any form of propeller. Okay, so let's create here the circle. It will be the shaft, and let's change this menu and let's choose the constraint arc on circle here, and I will set the radius 25. And the next step will be the external diameter of our propeller. Let's set here some bigger curve and let's set some radius. I will be use this 100 radius, will be 200 diameter of propeller. So and now let's close the sketch. This will be the main dimension of propeller. So the next step will be creation sketch in XZ plane. Okay, so now we have to create the shape of our propeller on the shaft. Okay, let's do this with segment of this. We can increase the radius here. Let's set something big radius, for example 20 I think, and we can change the position here, and let's paste this similar where we have the intersection between X and Y axis, and let's increase this and this length also. Okay, I will increase this and this. Maybe I will increase the radius and translate it here. You can make it manually, it's not so important, the angles of this, because it propeller, and we can change angles of 3D model. We can do twist of our blade and to change the position of blade in future. Okay, let's choose something like this. I'll make it some smaller here and close it. You will get this shape here, and let's create one else sketch in XZ plane, and let's go to the external part of our sketch. We will get here the shape, the external part of our propeller. Go to rear and let's create another circle here. I will create some very big radius here. Let's set it something like this, and let's change it here, and maybe we can to rotate using this central point. Okay, and let's go translate it here. Okay, we will get something like twisted blade using these shapes. Okay, after that, when we have these two different lines, we have to create the surface of propeller. Okay, let's go to part workbench, and let's use these two lines, and we can to create the surface. Click here, and you will get something like a curved shape propeller. Let's hide it, just toggle visibility. We can use the space button on keyboard. Click it, and after that let's create one else sketch here. Let's go to the sketcher workbench again, and go to top view, create sketch, and we have to use the XY plane again. Okay, and now we will create the shape of our propeller here using the B-spline function. I will use several points here, and we will create something like shape. And when we set these all points, click right mouse, and you will get parametrical curve here. Okay, I will set it here, and here I will set the shape of blade randomly. You can make it with some ideas to set it here, maybe set here, but we have to be in this external part. And we can to make it some more curve. I think this shape will be interesting. Have to use this and this. So now I think we have completed creation of the shape, and let's close this sketch. And after that, let's create one external very big circle and close the sketch. After, when we have this external circle, we can to show our propeller blade shape and use this sketch. Let's create the extrusion here, but before it we have to use this surface and create the thickness of our blade. Let's go to part workbench again. Let's choose this roulette surface, and let's make operation for creation of thickness. It will be the 3D offset here, and let's set something like 3, maybe 4 millimeters of thickness, and we have to activate the fill offset. It will create the solid body of thickness. Okay, joint tab we have the arc, mod this, and click OK. And we can change the visibility of this rolled surface. Let's hide it, and here we have the our shape of blade, and let's create the extrusion for this sketch with shape of our blade for leading and trailing edge of a blade. Okay, so let's go to part workbench and make the extrude. Make the symmetry extrusion, click OK, and you will get this extrusion, but we have to increase it to high and to low. Let's you can change the parameters. For example, set here 300 millimeters, it will be enough, and just use this. And this part we have to choose. The first will be our blade and the second will be extrude with control button on keyboard, and make the cut operation for this. Okay, when we create it, we will get something like shape of our blade here. Okay, but I think the thickness of this blade is really high. We can parametrically change it. For example, choose this offset and set the value and set the 3 or maybe 2.5. Okay, it will be more. Good, I think. And after that we can make the leading and trailing edge more smoothness. Just choose this edge and go this operation. Click the 1 millimeters and let's choose this part. Activate the edge 2 and edge 6. Click OK, and you will get this smoothness leading and trailing edges of our propeller blade here. Okay, but I think our propeller is really straightforward. For changing this, we can change the parameters of these lines, these circles. Okay, let's do this. Let's set here we have this big value, but we can rotate it, for example, and choose more big angle. If you will close it, you will get something like a new shape of our propeller here. And also we can change these parameters. For example, we can increase the angle, very high value, and for example we can reduce this, maybe I think 30, increase also it, and let's paste here, and let's try to close it, and you will get a new shape. Here, but I think its shape is really straightforward because we have the really small length of here hub length, and let's go here again. But I think for this line, yeah, I will choose it, edit sketch, and just make smaller, 100 maybe. think. Let's try this. We can do and we will have very big angle. Let's close it, and you will get more interesting shape, I think, of our propeller. Okay, so after that, when we have set up our case, our blade, let's hide these two sketches and go to this sketch, edit sketch, and we can delete this external radius line, close the sketch, and for example for the sketch we can create extrusion. Choose this sketch and make it symmetry, and for set here something like the length of our length of shaft. Okay, so I think it's a big value. Let's try to 30. I think it's a more interesting value, and after that we can make the array operation for this blade. Okay, let's go to the draft workbench, and let's hide this mesh. You can go to utilities and click the toggle grid, and it will hide this grid. Okay, after that let's choose our blade, and let's find the polar array. It will be polar array here, and for example we can set the number of our blades, but we have to set the right axis here. For example, we have to use we have to use the right axis. Let's try to find here. It's not a sketch, but I think we have to. Let's try this. It doesn't work here. I think we have to find. Let's just delete it and repeat again for our blade. Yeah, we can set manually the center of rotation. Okay. And just set number of blades. I want set 4, and you will get the correct array here. After that, let's choose these two points, but I think we can click the refine and try to connect it with our sketch here. Okay, after that let's make the one body from these two different bodies, because we doesn't have the one solid body here. Let's choose this and this, and before we have to choose the workbench part, workbench And here we have to choose these two different bodies and make a boolean operation. It will be the union. It merges all bodies to one solid body. Let's click apply and close it. And here you will get the one solid body. Let's click the refine true. It will delete some and improve the quality of our geometry. And now we have some propeller. And in the second video tutorial I want to show you how to create the mesh for domain of this propeller and in Salom software, and after that perform the OpenFOAM CFD simulation of this propeller. So thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, goodbye.